This is Nick with Build Brothers Roofing. Started my digital inspection at 11330 Posthill Road. We're on top of an architectural asphalt shingle roof. This appears to be the second layer of shingle that is on the roof. The product definitely has some life left in it. I would say this roof has another 5 to 8 years left in it, depending on the weather that we get. And whether or not there are any active leaks on it. It hasn't rained in a long time. We don't have any active stains that are going on, active moisture that's coming through. Although there are areas where there have been some repairs done, especially down along this section of the roof, that I want to point out. So typical asphalt shingle roofs like this are going to last around 25 years. And with any roofing product, it's a great idea for a homeowner to be proactive when it comes to any kind of repairs or replacements. Roof leaks lead to a lot of other repairs on top of the roof repair itself. So it's just something to be aware of. So I'll point a few things out on it. One, I want to point out all these sections where the repairs have been done. You can see there's been some mastic that's been applied to some of these shingles. You can also see just how loose a lot of this is. One thing I noticed is when I pulled this portion up, you can see how rusted out that nail is. So that's telling me that water's been getting on that nail for quite some time. It's a bit of a low nail. This roof is showing evidence of shingle stretching, meaning they did not use enough shingle on the roof itself. So the overlap is not where it needs to be. Typically, I want to see this overlap be about down here as opposed to where it is, just to protect the shingle itself and to protect those nail holes. Because when that nail is too low, then you can see that water gets underneath it and ends up getting down into those nail holes themselves. You'll also notice that the majority of the flashings have had a bunch of mastic that have been smeared on it. Some of them don't have any flashings around the penetrations itself, just mastic. So that's something that the homeowner needs to just be aware of, and they should be proactive when it comes to checking on the rain, especially when we get our first big storm of the season. The other thing I want to point out is you can see the reflection on this asphalt shingle, and what that is the fiberglass that's showing through. So all that shiny stuff is a fiberglass. So what that means is the oils on this asphalt shingle have started to evaporate, and as those oils evaporate, the granules on the shingles begin to deplete. And you'll notice it's even more evident along all these ridge caps. And as those granules deplete, the fiberglass is exposed. Once the fiberglass is exposed, the waterproofing is affected on the roof. So again, these are signs that the roof itself is on the tail end of its life expectancy. We've got a satellite dish that was installed directly into the shingle itself. Each and every one of those penetrations, those bolts, are potential leaks waiting to happen. So again, I can't sit here and say that this roof is absolutely in need of replacement, but since it is on the tail end of that life expectancy, the homeowner needs to do a good job of being proactive on checking on the roof, poking their head into the attic and making sure that nothing is coming through once we get that big first rain that comes through. We have one skylight on this roof. You can see that it is beginning to crack. This is just an older skylight, typical for skylights like this. When it is time to replace this roof, it would be a good idea to replace this skylight as well. And then we have a package unit that's on this roof also. Everything seems to be proper on this installation. But again, with older roofs like this, the homeowner needs to do a good job of staying on top of checking on everything to make sure the waterproofing is where it needs to be. So in conclusion, there isn't much work that needs to be done on this roof other than the homeowner being proactive when it comes to checking on it. I'd say this roof has another 5 to 8 years left on it, depending on the maintenance that's done. Although if we get a big storm that comes through and some leaks begin to poke their head through the roof itself, well then at that point we'll go ahead and reevaluate. That's it for my inspection.